This crazy, crazy world of computers. You got to give me a second here so I could get our special guest on today. If my computer lets me. So hopefully everyone can hear me. Ugh, come on. Going a little bit better here. All right. All right. So hello everyone. Unfortunately, Nick is not going to be here tonight. He had a family emergency, so he's got to attend to that. But hopefully, we got a special guest coming in today to talk about our topic tonight is soldier. It's still season 1, episode 11. Someone saying hi already. Hello, Ron. All right.
Do you hear me?
Come on in, man. You're in. You're live.
All right. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. I'm not wearing headphones, so
That's all right. I can hear you fine. Tilt your camera so we can see you. And
oh
looking at your.
god.
Look at that, sporting a new haircut.
Yeah, it's my retirement haircut.
Retirement haircut. We're live, folks. We're live.
Can I
Ron's
drink
on.
that?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Thunder Nads, huh?
Sure.
Why not? That was your Navy name, huh?
No, I can call it worse.
Well, is Thunder Nads really worse?
No, probably not. I was going to say Thunderballs because that's ham radio Thunderballs.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So tonight. Well, like I said, Nick is not going to be here tonight. Let me go do this thing here. That's a little easier to see. Nick normally has this little thing that goes on the bottom here that says Paranormal Pickers, Season 1, Episode 11. The title of tonight's show is Soldier. So I have a couple adventures that I wanted to share with you regarding some of the wars that took place. Black Hawk War, I don't think you were around then, Mark.
I might have been paddling in a canoe up the Rock River.
With Lewis and Clark and
Yeah.
Mark. Lewis and Mark, the expedition. Of course, we got the Civil War I want to mention, Valley Forge, and, I was going to say World War II, but that was Nick's topic. So I know, you're a Navy man. How long were you in the Navy for?
4 years.
4 years? Well,
77 through 81, right after Vietnam, so I wasn't in any wars.
Well, you were still in the Navy. You served. You've seen plenty.
I was in the Cold War, so
yeah, you probably worked through. They probably worked you to the bone.
No, not really.
You were that guy, huh?
Yeah, I had an office job, so.
You had an office job?
Yes.
You made it off easy, but you served 4 years, so that's pretty good.
Oh yeah, traveled around the world.
Yeah. All right. Not sure who's on right now, but I see Ron is. Trying to see who's commenting here.
Where do you see that on here? This is the first time
Well, I see it on the side, but I have my phone up so I could see the comments. To see who posts, because sometimes I can't see their names. Nope, here we go. All right, so yeah, Ron. Ron says, "Go Navy. Ham radio operators are cool." So, Ron, are you a radio operator? Is that a ham radio operator? Yeah. Mark was drunk ham radioing the other day and like drunk texting.
Yeah, speaking drunkenese with my fellow
Drunkenese.
hams. So yeah, well, I had an
Well,
excuse. I retired that day, so
that was your retirement party. I don't blame you.
yeah,
I don't think anyone's going to blame you for that.
no,
Got to enjoy yourself, right?
you betcha. Now my wife's got me working more than I ever worked at work. So
All right. So Ron says everyone in his family is but him. So his whole family's cool except for Ron, apparently.
yeah, well, actually, there's my equipment.
Oh,
Right?
there's the setup right there. Look at that.
Yeah, that's
So
some of
when
it.
we go, yeah. So when we go into zombie apocalypse, that's where we need to go and
Yes, sir.
reach out to people. That's how we're going to survive right there.
Yeah.
So, well, normally we have something to share at the beginning. So you've already shared your story with the Navy and your ham radio. Guess we can go into a little bit of what I've been doing. Absolutely nothing. Um,
Mm.
I just started working again after my rib injury. 2 days in, been doing fine, and so yeah, the team welcomed me back, and it's been pretty cool. Got right into it, so looking forward to working during the summer, or I should retire like Thunder Nads over here.
Yeah. I'll be thinking about you when I'm in the pool. So.
Yeah, yeah, with your new pool floaties, I got you.
Oh yeah, actually, thank you for
You're
those.
welcome. You're
They're
welcome.
in my pool locker out on the deck. So.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah, I thought of you right away when I saw those. So, without further ado, as Nick's likes to say, uh, let's let's talk about the Black Hawk War and some of the things that came about. That American Indian War started in 1832 and kind of ended the same year, I believe. But here in or close to us in Elgin, you're familiar with Elgin. You lived in Elgin. I was born in Elgin.
Yeah.
Well, there's that John J. Doerr's Black Hawk Forest Preserve there along the Fox River.
Yeah.
Well, there's a gravestone there, grave marker, where two soldiers were buried, unknown soldiers. So Tim, Nick, and I have been out that way to do some investigations. Um, so kind of leading up to the Black Hawk War, we had General Scott, his staff, and 4 companies were aboard a boat called Sheldon Thompson, of all things. I guess I should have named myself Sheldon over here
Yes.
instead of Dean Friday. I call myself Friday because everyone loves Friday. So they were traveling in the upper lake of Huron. If I mispronounce words, who cares? The captain of the ship was A. Walker. And
Did
on
he
July,
use a walker? I'm just asking.
what's that?
Did he use a walker?
I don't know. Did he
Oh,
drink Walker?
I guess.
Captain A. Walker.
Okay.
And on July 9th, so basically they were out there and they got cholera. Cholera came on the boats. So they got 6 cases right away before they even entered Lake Michigan. And about 30 hours away from Chicago, one of the soldiers died of cholera. The body was wrapped in a blanket, and they kind of weighted it down, and they dumped it into the Lake Michigan. And of course, over the course of reaching Chicago, before the Sheldon Thompson landed, 12 more corpses were rested in the lake. So got 13, 14, 15 corpses with cholera laying in the Lake Michigan. I mean, they're dumping these bodies there. So That's how cholera came to this area. Is they were brought by the soldiers from the Black Hawk War. Um, so, of course, the scene of horror is they anchored close to Chicago or close to the city. They anchored and they had three more soldiers pass from the disease or cholera, and they kind of chained them down, like weighted them down, throw them off. But it was so shallow, like if you look over the ship, the side of the ship, you could see the bodies still down there. You could see them down there. Are you frozen, Mark?
Oh no, I'm
Okay, well, that was pretty.
I'm
Oh,
mesmerized by what you're telling me.
yeah, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good frozen picture that you had
But
there.
actually, you said they were near the city. I don't think Chicago was a city then. It was more like a swamp and a settlement.
It was Fort Dearborn was there, so yeah, it was Chicago. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, they had these bodies in the water, and soldiers can see them, so they were trying to get them in there, and the fort or whatever was there quickly turned into a hospital. So 88 soldiers basically paid their debt to this disease before even reaching war. Well, actually, they never reached war. General Scott's army never fought in the Black Hawk War. It dissolved basically at Bad Axe up in Wisconsin before Scott's army can get there. And I believe they were in Chicago for about 4 days before they started going. So, of course, Army Trail Road, that's where they kind of led
Yep.
them out there. That's why it's called Army Trail. Again, they never fought a single battle, and they suffered out of anything. They suffered the most casualties of the Black Hawk War without even fighting. Think about that because of nature. And I have another example of that at the Valley Forge. So, Army Trail Road, back to that, derived its name over 170 years ago when Colonel Abraham Eustis, Eustis, left Fort Dearborn in pursuit of Chief Blackhawk. Now, Chief Blackhawk actually liked this Abraham Eustis guy. He did pass through Wayne Township, and that's where he left the two soldiers, the victims of cholera, buried on the banks of the Fox River, also known as the Unknown Soldiers. Let me see if I can get a picture here. Do. Share screen. I'm glad my system's starting to work. So I put together some pictures last night. You should see them on the side there. So that's kind of like at the beginning of the park. That's Tim and Nick walking down the path. This kind of goes towards the thing. And then there's like a little path that veers off here. And then there's a little stone that kind of marks its way, saying, hey, there's an unknown soldier. you know. And then it goes back here where the two soldiers are buried. And a little paranormal investigation going on there. Now, we didn't really capture anything other than these mosquito bites. This is mosquito bites. So, I get my bug spray. This is funny.
Right.
I get my bug spray. I spray everything, but I miss my left arm. So, I get these
Oh, yeah.
mosquito bites attack the only spot that I didn't have bug spray on. And ironically, uh, it was quoted that Lincoln used to say, I lost a lot of blood in the Black Hawk War, all of it due to mosquitoes.
Hmm. Yeah, I
I
believe it.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the unknown soldiers. Now, I, wouldn't it be cool to like use our ghost hunting abilities to find out the names of these unknown soldiers, right? I mean, that should be like a task force right now. I mean, you got people out there that use their psychic abilities to find lost children. I mean, we can go to how many graves out there, how many cemeteries out there have the unknown soldiers on there, you know?
Right.
Well, we did do audio work early on, and I'm talking early on, probably like our first time there. And with a pair of hefty duty noise canceling headphones and a cheap rinky dinky recorder that we had back in the day that probably didn't do too much, I did hear a name. I can't play it because no one's going to hear it. I mean, you have to lean in, press your ears down, clean out the ears just to hear what I'm hearing. But each time I hear it, I keep hearing this person's name. And it says first name, middle initial, and last name. And to verify soldiers' names back in the Black Hawk War, it's impossible. People were joining the squad. There was no like written thing where who was a soldier. Of course, there was male and females joining. Females were joining as males. So I mean, it was hard to know who was the soldiers back in the day. But we did come up with a name, or I came up with that little secret name that says Christopher S. Blankenship.
Huh.
That's what I heard. So every time we go back there, we ask for Christopher S. Blankenship, and that's what we said. We asked for the name, and I hear this little audio pareidolia that just kind of says Christopher S. Blankenship. So I'm going with that. So
Well, that'd be hard
I,
to pick up. So I mean,
it's hard to pick up and hard to
yeah,
prove.
yeah.
You know. So Liz says hi. Laura says hi. So Liz is from Paranormal Moms, and Laura, of course, is with Ghost Head Soup, and Ron is with GRS Dale's group. So we got some paranormal people out there. So thanks for joining us. By the way, this is Mark Schwabe. He's been with Ghost Head Soup and Illinois Ghost Hunters for a long time, and so Nick couldn't make it tonight. So I asked I just blew the dust off of the record. It got Mark to come on for us.
Yeah.
Uh, so, any experience with your Black Hawk? Any knowledge or something with Black Hawk that you can share, or do you have any?
I'm not too familiar with the Black Hawk Wars. I know there's Chief Black Hawk statue on the Rock River out west of us here, and
Yep, Loudon State Park. Yep.
yeah, and that thing's pretty awesome, actually. So I'm not familiar with the Indian Wars.
Yep. Actually, Ron, Dale, and I, and we went out there and visited the Loudon State Park, and actually, there's that little college in the back there where there's another statue where these guys are holding up the coffin, and they said
Oh,
it's like, yeah, they said it's like the dozen something, I forget, but there's only 11 that you could see, and they're like, well, where's the 12th one? Well, he's in the coffin.
yeah,
So that's awesome. Yeah, go out there, definitely see that statue. It's not covered anymore, so you can easily see it, and it's a pretty good walk. Walk around there. So, sorry about the cough here. So that's Black Hawk. So let's go to Valley Forge. Now, American Revolution War, 1775 to 1783. Now, we did have, we stopped in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. Again, don't yell at me for mispronouncing words because I'm horrible at that. Valley Forge Historical Park. Now, this site was the site in 1777-78 was the winter encampment of the Continental Army. Now, there has been no physical battle fought there. However, again, back to the Black Hawk War, 88 soldiers died without doing battle. So again, here's Valley Forge. No physical battle was fought, but nearly 2,000 soldiers died because of the weather conditions. I don't think it went over zero for two. I think it went over zero for 2 days during that winter.
Wow.
Exposure to the winter, lack of food and clothing. They didn't get the supplies they needed. Visitors actually are quoted as coming up to the camp, seeing the soldiers with standing guard without shoes. I mean, these guys are tough. I mean, they're, come on. These are soldiers. They're doing their duty and dying because of it. And of course, disease struck a lot of the people, a lot of the soldiers. Some of the claims, of course, in the park, they see men in army clothing and a man hanging from a tree. So there's some sightings there. uh, I know Tim, Melissa, Amanda, and I did the audio tour, so I got the CD, and we drove around and did the stops. Stop number 1, this is what happened here. Stop 2, they talk to you. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
You can chime in anytime, Mark.
Well, I've never been there, but
Okay. You didn't fight that war? You didn't stand guard
no, I was a deserter.
before your time? You were a deserter?
Yeah, I was a deserter.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, the Valley Forge is a story of an army's epic struggle to survive terrible odds against hunger, disease, and the unrelenting forces of nature. Now, there are no burials at Valley Forge, but, the spirits of the men, I'm thinking, still live on. I mean, 2,000 people there, right?
Well, you think back in the day of the Continental Army and all, they were poorly, they had no equipment really. And so, I mean, the weather took out a lot. And like you said, these choleras and disease and starvation took out a lot of these soldiers.
Yeah, and Washington kind of didn't know what to do. He kind of left it up to somebody. They didn't get the supplies they needed, you know. So I do have a few pictures to share of this one as well. So this is kind of the map of the place. So spot number 1, kind of right here is where we came in. That's the visitor center. That's this place here. That's Melissa, me, and Amanda getting ready to go exploring. And let's see here. So number 2 is the Molenberg Brigade. These are huts that were kind of reconstructed, soldiers' huts that were reconstructed for the site where General Peter Molenberg was. So those were little huts that the soldiers would stay in and freeze.
Yeah, freeze and starve.
Yeah. So then a short drive here. Number 3, this is where you get the National Memorial Arc. Now this thing is huge. I mean, I'm talking huge. I mean, you stand there, you're like a little ant. And this was on the side of it. Of course, I have to take a picture of my buddy. So, of course, the monument is dedicated to all those who served at Valley Forge.
Hey, it almost looks like Jacob Marley behind you there.
Jacob Marley.
Go.
Little turn here. Number 4, you have Anthony Wayne statue. General Wayne statue sits in the center of the area held by the Pennsylvania troops under his command. So that was a nice little statue there. If they're not tearing it down.
And the area is called Prussia, not Prussia or whatever.
Thank you, Prussia. Thank you.
Prussia.
Thank you for clarifying. Yes. And the spot that Tim wanted to go to, so of course 4, we have to drive all the way around here. Yes, we drove over or through the covered bridge. Now, prior to this, like a couple days before, 2 or 3 days before, they had a giant storm come through there because we were at Pottstown, Pennsylvania, and we were going to go to the Pennhurst Asylum out there.
Yep.
So we went out a day early, and so we did the Valley Forge tour, which was kind of cool. But they have you could see all the trees tore down and all the water damage that caused through here. So when we went down the covered bridge and drove a little bit, you could see a lot of the damage that was done. So we kind of whipped around here all the way to this other side, number 5, which would be where's my picture? The Washington headquarters. So this is George Washington's headquarters. They actually rented this building so George Washington can meet up with his workforce.
So George Washington did sleep there?
I don't know if he slept there. Abraham Lincoln might have. No, I don't know. No, I don't know. I would think he could have, but that was his headquarters. They rented that home, and that was we did a little ghost hunting out there. Of course, this is during COVID time. People were walking around, but not too many people. So we kind of did a little thing in the back here, but not much. We were there paranormal picking, so to speak.
There's a ghost there in the doorway. I should have, you know what? Should have brought my ghost box. Oh well. Can't go in there anyway. Okay. Oh, I just turned on the Avalos, so good call there too, I guess. GW. I got the word bacon. Well, they use a little kid's voice to be creepy, huh? General Washington, looking for you.
So that is the original house that he rented.
Huh.
Now, now along the path here, 6 and 7 are basically Earthen's fort, kind of anchored to the north and south inner defense line. So they're kind of like in the earth. So I don't have pictures of that. But number 8, as you come along, you come up to Archery Park.
Archery with cannons?
Yeah,
Artillery park, you mean?
Artillery, I'm sorry.
All right. Okay.
Oh my God.
Keep me honest, man.
I've been watching The Walking Dead. Yes, that's it. Unless you could shoot arrows out of the cannons, I think.
You're just making sure I'm awake. So.
Yeah, I was testing you, of course. Oh my God. So yeah, that's the central area, and that was under the command of General Henry Knox. Cool. Then we go
Fort Knox.
pretty much the same spelling, yeah.
Just asking.
Yep. And number 9 was Varnum's quarters, Stevens farmhouse. It's just a temporary quarters for General Stevens. James Varnum of Rhode Island. So no pictures there. I think it was closed to the public at the moment. And then at the end, number 10 here, this is actually private grounds within the park, and it's the Washington Memorial Chapel and Cemetery. So this place is huge and quite amazing. And yeah, you could still buy lots there and be buried in this cemetery.
Really?
Yeah. Now, because of time, when I upload this to YouTube, I might include some video of us in the area, but these are just snapshots of some of the places on the map.
Okay, we are nearing the end of this Valley Forge tour. We're at stop number 9. Here at the George Washington Memorial Chapel. Up ahead you'll see Dean Thompson walking. Pennsylvania wood, Valley Forge wood, historical wood.
I think she left us.
Probably.
Oh, look at that tree caught the other one.
Oh, jeez.
They're doing it.
Kick them in the nuts. Kick them in the walnuts. Old wall, there's
I was just going to say that. Oh, original.
There's a path. Sort of. Old path. Ah. All right.
So yeah, pretty cool. Valley Forge, got to see it. Again, with the Black Hawk soldiers and the Valley Forge soldiers, they were basically killed because of natural stuff opposed to war itself.
Mother Nature can be a bitch, man.
Yeah, don't I know it?
Yeah.
Gravity is my not my friend. Gravity is not my friend. All right. I should have done my inhaler. So, what part of the world did you see in your Navy trips?
Oh, well, I was Westpac, so let's see: Singapore, Hong Kong, Okinawa, Australia, Philippines. I'm sure I missed something in there. South Korea. Um, had a gas, man. You know.
Weren't you in the Panama Canal or something? Or
Yeah.
was that stay?
Now our ship was built in Pascagoula, Mississippi,
Yeah.
so we had to get to San Diego. So going around the Horns a long way around. So
Oh boy. Yeah.
we were heading towards Panama, and our captain comes on. He says, "Hey, we're going to do a 3-day Liberty in a little unknown place in Mexico." And we're like, "Oh, okay, what's that?" It was Cancun, Mexico. And believe it or not, I was there in 1978. There were only like 3 hotels on that strip. That was it. And the
Wow.
only thing I did is I snorkeled the whole time I was there, right off. I think Camino Real is still there off the point, but I was snorkeling off there. But then after we left there, we Panama Canal, came in on the Cologne side, entered the locks. We stayed a couple, 2-3 days in Cologne, and then transited the canal, and then stopped in Panama City on the other end. That was pretty interesting. A lot of history there.
Oh yeah.
You know, and you go, and our ship was built just big enough. It was built to transit the locks. Well, we were going through one of the locks. You know, it's where you pull in, the water rises, and you know, you just
Right.
step up. I'm not sure if we were going up or down heading to the Pacific, but we took off, and they called these, and they had what they call mules, that they're actually trains that pull you through the lock. But back in the day, they used mules, so now these are trains. But we took off a pilot house roof with our catwalk. You know, the catwalk folds up. Man, we just took that roof off. That guy was ducking down below. That was an interesting trip. Panama was definitely a trip, man. That was a great place. And then we finally made it to San Diego.
I was gonna say San Diego would probably be a better destination. I mean, how nothing special in San Diego?
San Diego sucks as far as I'm concerned.
Really?
You know what? And that's just my opinion. For one, when you're in the military there, you're a target. They know you get paid on the 15th and the 30th. So actually, I enjoyed Long Beach better when we went up there, when our ship went to dry dock to refit after we got back. I liked it up there better. But I don't know. I just me, I had a problem with the mentality of Southern Californians. You know, a guy named Biff asked you, "So where are you from, man?" I go, "Oh, I go, from Chicago." He goes, "Oh, that's like next to New York, ain't it?" I go, "Yeah, it's about 2-3 inches on the map." So, I mean, but no, actually,
so Biff is talking to you, huh?
Yeah, Biff and Biffettes and, you know, whatever. It was cool at first, but after a while, California doesn't do anything for me. Southern California. Now, Northern California, that's okay. That's great.
Yeah, I definitely want to go up to a little bit by the redwoods.
Yeah.
Like Eureka kind of is calling me, only because of the breathing. And
Oh,
speaking of breathing, I did get a message here regarding Black Hawk from Liz from PMS.
oh,
She says some history to share with you guys. Black Hawk lived along the Iowa River with his wife Singing Bird and children for the next 5 years. After moving to a new home along the Des Moines River in 1838, he died at the age of 71 of respiratory illness.
oh, geez.
There you go. I'm living the Black Hawk dream.
There you go.
He was buried sitting upright inside a small mausoleum of logs. Well, that'd be kind of cool. Sitting upright, man. Afterlife, just relaxing.
And like those Tibetan monks do the same thing, don't they? Like self.
I don't know.
Or something? I don't know.
That's the first time I heard it. That's something that's interesting. Soon after his grave was robbed. No one's going to rob my grave. And his remains were eventually deposited, in a museum in Burlington, Iowa, which I'm familiar with.
Huh.
That's where my mom's side of the family is from. Not Burlington, but Dubuque area. But Burlington is where I actually saw Larry the Cable Guy. Actually, I saw him down there.
Oh.
But I guess the museum burned down in 1855.
So we can't see his remains anymore?
I guess not. I don't know. We'll have to go see. I know Dan Norville and Larry Eisler does a lot of stuff out in Sauk Valley, that area, going north. They have a book out regarding Black Hawk War.
Up in Wisconsin, Sauk Valley?
No, over here. God, I can't think of the name.
My chair.
Stillman Valley. That's what I want to say.
Oh,
Stillman Valley.
Oh, yeah, it's just west of me.
Yeah, there was a little skirmish there, and then further west, there's a little cabin and stuff. And I know that Abraham Lincoln came through here, down in like Mount Carroll area. Is it past your bedtime, Mark?
No, I'm still, I'm getting out of that retirement mode thing. My body's still shut down, but I got to force myself to do that.
Cool. All right, so let's see what else here. Yeah, so Nick had some pictures here. I guess he had found a relative just to give him a shout out. Bring up a picture. So he's doing his ancestry. So apparently, World War II, Wilbert C. Forster. When Wilbert C. Forster was born in 1920 in Lee, Illinois. So that's kind of his story that he wanted to talk about.
Oh.
So he has a grand uncle. Are you a grand uncle yet?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I'm just a grandpa.
You're just a grandpa?
Just a grandpa.
No great in front of that?
No, not yet. Not that old yet.
Just feel like it, huh?
I'll tell you, man, my right leg is bothering me big time. Well, you saw me limping the other night.
Oh, yeah. So that's another picture he sent me. So this is Nick's family with the military people.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. Wilbert Forster. And I guess there was one more he sent me here. Looks like they're holding up this guy here. It's like Drunk Nick. They're holding up Drunk Nick.
No. Yeah.
See any resemblance to Nick in any of these here?
Actually, the guy on the right kind of looks like him. Or
My right or you?
Right if you're looking at it.
This one?
No, the
or
other
this guy here?
Yeah.
Kind of looks like Nick.
I can kind of see Nick. And the guy in the middle, that's Nick in about 50 years from now.
That's funny. There you go. I got some pictures of Nick here that might show otherwise here. Let's see. Let's see if I can bring this guy up. This was Nick at the Black Hawk. Making fun of Nick while he's gone. This is the best.
Hey, hit him when it's down, man.
That's what he gets.
That's it.
That's what he gets.
Like being the first one to fall asleep at a drinking party.
Yeah. So that's
Wow.
Nick at Black.
He's got grayer hair than I do, and he's 30 years younger than me. Jeez.
Yeah, he's gonna turn 40 soon. Yeah.
Okay, 20 years, 23 years younger.
That's why he wears hat, I guess. I don't know. So that's that. And so World War II, we went through Black Hawk War, we went through Valley Forge, American Revolution, World War II. We're all over the place, dude. After Vietnam War with you. So you didn't see any fighting at all, huh?
No. Well, yeah, with some Marines.
Barf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, I do want to show you something, though.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, cool.
I
Off the wall,
was
look at this.
the original commissioning, the first crew of this ship. So I'm what is called a plank owner.
Wow.
Yep.
Raise it up a little bit. There you go. Pretty cool, man.
So yeah, I am a plank owner on that ship, and
Nice.
I'm supposed to get a plank of that ship when they decommission it, but they decommissioned it and sunk it back in 2006 off the coast of Hawaii. Now it's a fish reef.
Well, I guess we'll have to go snorkeling.
Yeah. Yeah, the ship was only 26 years old. I do not know why they sunk it.
Wow.
You can see it. It's USS Bellewood, LHA 3.
Maybe they didn't want to give you planks for it. They just said, "Yeah, we'll sink it. Too much trouble."
Yeah.
All right. So the big war of itself here, the American Civil War, 1861, 1865. Looking. Sometimes I still feel it's going on. But anyway, let me take a sip here.
Okay.
My inhaler is tickling me here. So, a couple points of what I want to talk about for the Civil War is first, here in Union, Illinois, there's a mansion, and it's the Harley Wayne Mansion. Now, some history stuff here. Union used to be called Pleasant Grove before it turned into Union. The natives called it Thunder Valley for obvious reasons, because of the thunderstorms that would come through there.
And that was the chief, Thunder Ned.
Yeah, Thunder Valley, Thunder Nance. There you go.
There you go.
Now, Union was actually the last city or they forgot to sign the paperwork for Prohibition. So they were the only city that was actually able to still serve alcohol. So during like the last year or the last few months before Prohibition took place, or when everyone else was illegal to sell, there was a moment in time where everyone took the train to Union, Illinois, and just drank. And they, back in that time period, they were making $3,000 a night.
Wow, that's a lot of money back then.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the Harley Wayne Mansion, let me pull up a picture here. Somewhere. Harley Wayne. Not this one. This one. So this is the Harley Wayne Mansion in Union. See a couple people there. There was some buildings over here, barn, whatever, and actually there was a 6-seater outhouse in this building.
Oh, so I'll just sit
And
down, read the paper together then.
yeah, and this is it today. So it's still standing. This is Harley Wayne, and he was a captain and part of the Civil War.
Now you have a story about that you told me the other night.
Right. So Harley Wayne did go to Shiloh, Tennessee. He, I'll read the write up that I found of him. So basically, of course, in Union, Laura and I wanted to do some like haunted tours, the historical museums there. So we were working with them to get some stuff going on there. We actually went to the city board and proposed like a walking tour through Union, and they said, "Yeah, go for it." But we didn't get the stories in time, or it didn't develop. Um, but anyway, this house caught my attention, and there's only been 3 owners of this place: Harley Wayne and somebody else, and then this other guy. And one day we were driving by, and the door was open. So of course I did my research on Harley, so I knew enough about him. I knew his son was actually the mayor of Elgin, and later he actually slipped on a piece of ice getting off a train, hit his head, and died.
Harley?
No, his son,
Son, the mayor of Elgin.
the mayor of Elgin.
Okay.
So, so I saw the door open, and I said, "I'm stopping." So I stopped, walked up to the door, and kind of said hello. And this kid came up, and I'm like, "Hey, how's it going? Is your dad home?" Blah blah blah. So his dad came up, and I talked to him. He's like, "Yeah, could I help you?" He was kind of like, I'm like, "Dude, yo, I know Harley Wayne." You know, I was like giving him all this stuff. And he goes, "You know what? Sounds like you did your homework. Come on in." So we did invite Laura and I into this house, and we were able to see a couple of the rooms. And he told me about the 6-seater outhouse before it was tore down. You know, so we shared some stories, and also the fact that Laura and I were headed down to Paris, Tennessee, and we were going to take a side trip to Shiloh and hopefully do some investigations and some offerings for Harley Wayne to come up to us. So there's his grave and his picture. So as I read this, I found out that let me get my notes here. I'm only as fast as my fingers will let me. So I guess
Don't get any better with age, let me tell you.
Nope. I can share this as I read it, I guess. Because it's kind of cool. You find something where you can validate. So it's February 1st, 1862. It just speaks of them coming. It speaks of the soldiers coming down through Jefferson City. They got on a train going to St. Louis, and they were getting ready to fight in Shiloh. And, of course, that's rebel territory. And here's these. They were outnumbered big time. You know, I'm not Dale Kesberick or those tour guys that could tell you the history of the Civil War. I'm just talking about Harley Wayne here, where I was able to find out that, let's see, the 15th was flanked, so he's part of the 15th by the 50th 3rd Ohio on the right. At the first fire of the enemy, the Buckeyes broke and ran, and the enemy were not only in front of the 15th Regiment, but on both flanks in a very short time. For more than 1 hour, the regiment held its position and fought as gallantly as any troops could fight in the terrible struggle called by the Confederates the Hornet's Nest. So there's like this resting place where all you hear is these what do you call those? Not bullets, but the balls
Must be.
flying over. Yeah,
Yeah.
so all those would make it would just sound like hornets. There was so much of it, it just sounded like hornets. So they called it the hornet's nest. Um, and disputed inch by inch the advance of the incessant attacks of the best troops in the Confederate service. Owing to the want of support, the regiment was compelled to withdraw and take up a new position. So here's where it calls out Harley. So in 5 minutes after the regiment formed its first line, the field officers, Lieutenant Colonel E.F.W. Ellis, Major William Goddard, Captains Holden Brownell, and Harley Wayne, and Lieutenant John W. Peterball were killed. So I have record that Harley Wayne was basically killed right when they formed the first line
Wow.
of that thing. Now, I know that eventually they Confederates outnumbered the soldiers there, and the Yankees actually did win. I believe, don't from my memory, if I had like a Steve Literal or a Dale, they could probably tell me differently or correctly, I should say. So that's Harley. Now, Laura and I went down there. We did bring some whiskey and some, tobacco products just to see, kind of trigger any soldiers from speaking. We didn't get really anything, but we did get treated to. Now, we went down there for Memorial Day, and they had this little exposition going on for each of the wars, and they had a soldier from each of the war, and they demonstrated the firearms of the war.
Huh. That'd be
So
interesting.
so you would see them, each person did their thing, and then at the end they all did it at one time. Now I do have that
I do
video.
have a question.
Hmm.
You brought offerings of whiskey and tobacco. Since the Spears didn't take them, did you consume them or?
No.
Oh, not even the whiskey.
Oh, why doesn't it have a video track? Come on.
Time for a new computer already?
Yeah, who knows? So slow. So I do have a video of this. Hopefully it plays if it comes up. But the cool thing too is when they were shooting the earlier guns, what you call it, the musket balls?
Muskets. Just
Yeah, musket. I was taking, a series of pictures. I actually captured the bullet in the picture.
wow.
Yeah, here I'll pull it up. So yeah, here's this. You can see the soldier here,
Yeah.
and then the people. So right here,
Oh wow.
yeah,
Well, imagine getting hit with that thing, man. I wonder why those guys. Oh my god.
yeah, that's it. So yeah, there was like 1, 2. I caught it right at the end there. I'm like, what
What
the
are
hell is
the chances
that?
of that, man?
Yeah, I was looking at the picture. I'm like, what the hell is that? I go, holy crap! I freaking captured the bullet coming out of there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Awesome. Good shot, man.
So that's that. All right, I think I have my video here. Why does it show this here?
I'm noticing this camera makes me look 10 years older than I really am.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Come on, I had played this before. There we go. Can you see it?
Yeah. Does it have sound?
Yeah, can you hear it?
No,
You can't hear the sound?
I cannot.
Um, it should be playing.
Oh, I was just asking. I didn't hear anything. I was just.
Oh. Yeah, I can hear it in mine because it's playing on my video. It's not.
Oh, okay. I'm not hearing it. I don't know about anybody else.
Well, that sucks if you can't hear it. I mean, that's the whole thing.
Is there a setting you have to turn on or
No,
audio?
Laura can't hear it either.
Yeah. How about
Right.
audio up there? Never mind.
Yeah, I'll share it on the YouTube one. So
Yeah.
check back on the YouTube one. So a couple comments here. Laura said that it was such a great time out there, and she's saying that her camera makes her look 10 pounds fatter, Mark.
Okay. Yeah. Well, mine makes
So there you go.
weather. And there's one of those guys on the market that always see these guys down here. Get our first one. So we hear some of that. We'll follow up all the time. They'll be here for the next few weeks. You guys do that. Then we got come back on
Detachment! Halt!
after the firing's over with,
Right? Hey!
that's also asked, there'll be two firings for the children. They cannot give away shells on the ground. No one's going to take away a loaded plane. So the shells they fire, we cannot let the children take those away. Okay? Just want to make sure nobody gets something in their hands and still got the flat fire. They'll fire one more time. First off, would you give them one more big hand? I appreciate everything you're doing.
Woo!
I'll turn it over to
Detachment! Load and fire at will!
So definitely get out to Shiloh, Pittsburgh Landing. It's pretty cool out there. Nice park to travel on, or travel around. And I still have, actually, I got a park map from them that I can share. It's like show and tell, Mark.
Yeah.
So that's the map of Shiloh, or the visiting center. So where you see the visiting center up here,
Yeah.
that's kind of right where we were with the gunfire.
Okay.
And then you got the Shiloh National Cemetery right there. So ironically, Shiloh means peace in Hebrew.
Oh.
But back to like the Black Hawk War with the 88 people dying, and then Valley Forge with the 2,000 people. So Shiloh, as Shiloh means peace, Shiloh was one of the most bloodiest battles.
Oh,
Ironically,
yeah.
um, so of course Harley Wayne was killed there right at the get go. Basically, I mean he was right up there with the leaders, with the lieutenants. So he moved his way up. He was, a good dude. Unfortunately, he lost his life.
Yeah.
So, um, and there are, if you go online and look up claims, haunted claims for Shiloh, they're all over the place. So if you do head down there, there's a lot more than just this little area and the hornet's nest. I mean, you can see how big this is. You can venture out there and do your paranormal investigations. It looks like there's a Shiloh church here. Bunch of different places to go.
Well, it seems like anywhere where there were battles fought and stuff, you have reports of paranormal activity. Getting back to the Indian Wars, the Black Hawk Wars, have there ever been reports of hauntings with those wars? Yeah. Like think of Custer's Last Stand. Has anybody ever investigated that? Little Bighorn?
Probably. I mean, I haven't searched Custer's Last Stand, but I mentioned earlier Dan and Larry were doing stuff out in Black Hawk
Right.
in Stillman Valley, and there's a couple other places that they went to. Places that I know Tim and I went to back in like 2007. There was a cabin out there that we did. I know they're getting a lot of evidence via dowsing rods.
Oh, okay.
So they actually have a channel on Paraflix. Is that what it's called? Paraflix. And they're if you have Paraflix, it's pretty cheap. It's like $1.99 a year or something like that, I believe. But it's just like any paranormal group can go in there and do a little TV show of their own. And Dan and Larry's show is called Expedition Entity.
Okay.
So
I think you told me that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Well, you know Dan and Larry. Dan especially because he was with you back in 2010 or something at the Egyptian Theater
Okay. Yeah.
at the same time.
Right.
Actually, there was a newspaper article with you guys, Illinois Ghost Hunters and Dan's group
Right.
at the time. So yeah, a lot of paranormal history here.
Yeah, man. Back in the day, huh?
Back in the day. All right, so we got Union, Illinois. We went through Shiloh, Tennessee. Again, great trip, like Laura says. And of course, you can't talk about the Civil War without mentioning Gettysburg.
Ah, yeah.
Now, you have to say Gettysburg if you're from Gettysburg. A lot of people say Gettysburg. But I noticed that in videos and stuff, they pronounced it Gettysburg. So that's how I say it now.
It's like in Louisville. You don't say Louisville, it's Louisville.
Louisville, yeah.
Louisville.
So I do have a couple videos, Gettysburg. We have, hopefully they play. It's a different format, so I'm thinking they should. But we've been out there a couple years with Dale, Ron as well, Tim, Melissa, Amanda. Was the first year. Melissa, Tim, and I were the second year. Had a blast. This place is amazing. Just even not for the Civil War, the paranormal. The town is great. So many places to see. It's beautiful out there. It's fun. Paranormal, I'm telling you, I have an Ovilus 3 that goes crazy out there. I have a video of me. I have a video of the Ovilus saying words, and us saying the word. And then when I go back, through the words, you can go back through the word list. So say it starts saying A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So when I go back to A, I'll follow along side by side with the camera. And I'll say A, B, C, R. It like changed. That word changed and or was replaced with a different word. And then the next word was the same. I don't know how to explain it. I sent an email to Mr. Chappell, whatever his name is, and he kind of gave me this long thing saying that it could happen, I guess, but it probably shouldn't happen. So, and it only happens in
Gettysburg.
Now, it actually started at Penhurst. So I'm still waiting to figure that out to get that paranormal picker story out there.
And it hasn't happened since?
Only in Gettysburg. Twice. One the first year, and then the following year it happened again.
Wow. That's weird.
Only in Gettysburg. Which is freaky. So many stories about it. I just want to show a couple of things just to give an idea. There was one paranormal thing that we did, but at least you get an idea of. Oops, wait. What am I doing here? So we'll start with the Iverson's Pits. Hopefully it plays. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Little video I put together. Tim and Amanda setting up the cameras. A nice tower out there. Ghost head soup. So this is the spirit box session.
Okay, we're doing a S-Box session. Ooh, I just got an orb.
Maybe.
S-Box.
S-Box.
Same thing.
But I can't see in the dark.
That records.
now.
That records it.
I'm recording it.
Recording on this thing too.
So as this was playing, it kept repeating this audio.
I've never heard of anything on this yet.
Wow, I didn't hear that.
It is recording.
Soldier, what's your last name?
I don't know if you can hear it clearly or not.
Ooh, what was that?
So kept repeating the same.
What's
Sergeant?
your rank?
Sergeant?
Want me to turn it up?
There you go.
Oh, there you go. Here it is again.
So it kept repeating. So I reached for my reverse app.
Oh, is it saying stop it?
You want me to stop it?
So I'm going to try to record it.
Is that what you said?
We haven't figured out what it's actually saying yet. Oh, that's clear now.
I think I just got it.
I just recorded it on my
I think
reverse
it's
app.
going to keep saying it until we figure out what it's saying.
So now she turned it off.
Got it.
You got it.
Okay, what do you think it says? So we heard, sorry, Sergeant, stop it. Or something else.
Well, it was recording.
Now it sounds like something else.
Now, did it say something different in reverse, Steve?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought it said Boston.
Boston?
Boston had
So we asked it. We asked the soldier where they were from, where he was from.
Boston.
And this is reverse. This is forward.
Yeah.
This is reverse.
Boston.
Here's where it gets. Here's where it gets crazy.
Massachusetts
You're right.
infantry.
So on the Iverson's pit, there's only one infantry out there that was from Massachusetts, the
Wow.
12th Massachusetts, and that's right where we were sitting. And we asked where they were from, and ironically, it said Boston in reverse of all
Yeah,
things.
and
Here's the forward. Boston.
there you go.
So you can
And there
see
goes
there's
the thing. If you get EVPs you can't understand,
or ghost box responses.
or ghost box,
Yeah.
reverse them. I'm telling you, we've Dean discovered that. I'll tell you that.
So this is the point. So this is the field, obviously, and we were kind of like right here, and then that's where the 12th Infantry of Massachusetts was. Right where we were standing, or sitting, I should say. So that was a pretty cool capture. That was definitely fun.
Yeah.
So then to share another video just to have fun with it. The second one I'll do Pickett's Charge. So again, that was kind of the only thing, but to see the place is cool. Some of the sites, if you haven't been out there, some of these statues may not be there anymore. Where that sign was. That was crazy. Who's the best soldier here right now? Oh. Who's the best soldier here right now? Oh. Who's the best soldier here right now? Oh. Anybody here from Boston, Massachusetts? Yes? Anybody here from Boston, Massachusetts? Yes? Yep. Anybody here from Boston, Massachusetts? Yes? Can I get a shout out for Georgia? Can I get a shout out for Georgia? Can I get a shout out for Georgia? All right, Boston, back to you. Do you have a wife, kids? Okay. All right, Boston, back to you. I don't think you can hear that. Do you have a wife, kids? Okay. All right, Boston, back to you. Do you have a wife, kids? Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can't hear it on there. I think this is my turtle farting. So if hashtag turtle farting, you'll find us. All right, so get that. Boy. Just removing these stuff from the studio. Okay. All right, and then lastly, the triangular field. So actually, Pickett's Charge, I'm telling you, that place is wild. You see this open field. You know, the north is up on this hill. South was just struggling to get up everywhere. And plus, it was what, July? They're wearing wool. I mean, seriously, these people, I can't even imagine what they were enduring. And they had to go across this giant open field to sneak up on people. There's no
Yeah.
way to do it. There's no way to do it. Oh, let's see. So this is the triangular field. This is where I got the tick. This is where ticks were on me.
From way back there, back in the triangular field, these were divisions of General Oates divisions, mostly Arkansas, but some Texas brigades. And they came up. Gettysburg has done a really nice job in making sure that it looks like it did back then, and that's why they're probably not trimming it back anymore. But that line that you can see, that open area, used to be a line of trees back there, and they actually cut the trees on this because there were no trees back there in 1863.
So that's like if you go online, you could search triangular field ghost. That's where you see the little soldiers coming in the trees. So we were trying to capture that as well. This is where I captured the tick. So wear
we were able to actually see the stone wall from the
tight clothing or whatever, however you protect yourself.
Go all the way here to the end, you'll see a trail.
I see Liz responded and said the founder of her hometown fought at Gettysburg and has a monument there. She hopes to visit Gettysburg one day.
Come on with.
Wall, and we got all kind of stuff on the obelisk. And I asked, we got soldier that came through. I said, where you? Did you die
Yeah, I
in the
think this
battle?
has some obelisk hits. So those are the trees. Those trees back there are the ones.
I have a question. Being there, did you feel like a heaviness of dread, sorrow, pain, whatever? Do you feel it? Is it a different environment, atmosphere?
I felt it at home, actually. I felt at home. It didn't feel creepy at all. I mean, I just came from Penhurst Asylum. I seriously, I mean,
Yeah.
Gettysburg was like a vacation.
Yeah, okay. I've never been there. I hope to make it one day. I just wonder what the all around atmosphere is like,
Yeah. I would have to think about it. But here's something that came up so you could see right away I got troop
Oh, wow.
on the obelisk tree. And you can see that black line. That never goes up that high. Diction. Do. So again, I'm showing you the black line. That's like that constantly in Gettysburg. Wish. Slur. Now, I was a little heavier back then, and I have asthma, and I'm down this hill with a tick. Everyone's running away from me, and I'm like, save yourselves. You got band. Paint. That's almost like native, a band and paint.
Right. Excuse me, I gotta stand up. My legs numb. Okay.
Circulation.
I'm telling you.
Hope you're wearing pants.
No.
No. Shorts.
Yeah, shorts.
Iron.
Huh? Oh, iron.
Iron. Yeah. So yeah, that's the triangular field. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I would go out there every year if I could. Hopefully, Dale does another trek out there. Liz will hook up and maybe get a tour out there as well. Laura's got to get out there. Mark, you're retired now, so maybe we could call it.
Yeah, it won't
Call
be
it.
long. My wife will be sick of me and kicking me out of the house to go places. So
Right. All right. Yeah, Liz is sending me. Oh, she sent me Gettysburg Battlefield Monument that reads 14th Vermont Colonel William T. Nichols. Yep, wounded. And she showed me a picture there. Liz, give me a thumbs up if I can add that to our YouTube. When I edit this, I can add that on there so they can see what we're talking about. So yeah, I think we kind of filled in an hour and a half time. I'm pretty glad we did. It worked out perfectly. I thought we were going to run out of time, or actually, I thought we were going to have more time. So, do you have any further things to add?
no, I'd just like to say thanks for giving me a call tonight. I know I haven't been on these, and I would catch them after you guys did them and posted them. But down the road, I'd like to get more involved. Like I said, this is kind of a last minute thing, so I didn't really have anything prepared.
Nope, you're always good with the stories. I know you were, a Navy guy, so I know that you had something to share there. Obviously, have you? Do you recall ever investigating a war zone? I know you've been to Waverly, of course, but that's not war. I mean,
Right.
prisons. I mean, other than Lake County jail.
Yeah, there's always a war going on
That
there.
could be that could be a war zone in itself.
I'm trying to think. I don't think. Well, Veterans Hall in Rockford. I mean,
Yeah. Well, that's not a war zone.
no, but it had a lot of things from war in there, and we caught some stuff. But
Yeah.
no, nothing that I can recall offhand.
Hmm.
Not that I can think of.
And your earliest experience as a ghost hunter was when you were a child and something happened in the closet. Since that point, because that'll be saved for a different day, that'll be like a you bet your life type of story.
Right.
But from that point to ghost hunting at the lab, so to speak, or site in Sycamore, did you have any experiences, say before the Navy, during the Navy, or something that you would say, something was off about this?
Well, growing up, which we'll save for another story, I always felt, you know how I am, kind of sensitive when I feel stuff. I felt that a lot in certain places, but at the time, I really didn't know what it meant. I just, got the heebie-jeebies, or as I say, I felt jiggy. And I didn't really, and until I discovered the lab, it clicked what I was experiencing all that time. And have I seen stuff previous? Yes, I have. The thing with me is I'll dream of somebody I haven't seen in a long time, just out of the blue. And then not too long, I find out they've passed away. I've had people say goodbye to me, people I haven't seen for years. And again, I find out they passed away. So I experience those type of things. But we can save all that stuff for another topic, I guess. But
Yeah, because we did have a Paranormal Picker episode about the lab, and it's the beginning, so it was more like the earlier history of it. So when we do lab part 2, that's when you kind of get your story out there. So wait for that, people. And then I was going to say something else too. Dang old head.
yeah,
I drink Gatorade Zero. Apparently, the zero ain't helping.
Or is light. Okay.
Yeah. So thanks everyone for joining us tonight, and it was a tribute to the soldiers for Memorial Day. We touched on a couple wars here, not all of them, but just the stuff that our my adventures went through. So it's kind of what paranormal pickers are. We talked about Harley Wayne, gave his props and his a tribute to him in a sense, and then of course all the uh, soldiers who made it through. Christopher S. Blankenship, if you're out there, I wish we could get a device that would actually identify unknown soldiers. Like an app on the phone where you just hold it up there and a spirit walks by and it kind of like spirit recognition instead of face recognition. It says this person has died in this day and he's walking by.
Oh, geez.
Hey, one day, man. One day, you never know.
Never
There
know.
goes here goes Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
He actually slept here. He actually slept in my house back in the day.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Well, isn't that the thing? It's always like Abraham Lincoln stayed here.
No, George Washington. That's why I asked if he's in the house.
I don't know if George Washington made it this far. I know how far west did George Washington ever go? That's a good question.
I don't think. Well, I don't know. No more west than Washington D.C. Probably.
You're probably right.
It was
Interesting.
all wilderness back then. So
Yeah, Lewis and Clark was out there exploring
with me,
with you.
yeah, I was showing them where to go.
And what was the native's name? What was her name? The
Pocahontas.
girl? Was that no? Was
Oh.
it Lewis and Clark and Pocahontas?
No, Lewis and Clark and Squaw. I don't know.
Something singular, something I don't know. Let me look it up.
All right, next week.
No, we got to get it now.
All right. Wouldn't it start with an S? Sick watch or something, or
Sacagawea.
Sakatosh? Succotash?
Here. Yeah, Laura's got it. Sacagawea. Sacagawea.
Oh, I remember her.
Oh, you do? Personally, or?
No.
Yeah, she lived down the street from me. All right, here, let me, I'll post this in here. If I ever find it. Come on now. People can't wait. Wrong spelling, but yes, that's her. All right, there we go. There you go.
Shoshone. Oh.
Yeah, and there you go.
All right.
Sacagawea.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Can't
she was
say
only.
well, you said that pretty good.
Yeah, she was only 16.
Oh.
She helped Lewis and Clark. There you go.
Awesome.
We'll have to do a Paranormal Pickers tour of Lewis and Clark and follow the path that they followed.
That'd be awesome.
Well, think of that. Like all the roads were basically walking paths or deer paths at one time.
Yeah.
Army Trail. That was a trail that was paved into a road years later, and it leads to the Fox River. There's no bridge there; you can't go over it. But the soldiers had to go through the Fox River, and that's where the two soldiers died from cholera. And they never made it. They never fought in the Black Hawk War.
But they died in it.
Actually, Scott took his horse and went out there, and by the time he got out there, everything was resolved. So, there you go.
Awesome.
So again, thanks everyone for joining. We're looking at Tuesday of next week. It'll probably be a story about my trips to Atchison, Kansas, which includes the Sally House. Stay tuned.
Slap his ass and call him Sally.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Oh, hey. Wow. Oh, hey everyone, it's Dean from Paranormal Pickers. Oh, I got the preview for the next episode. Oh, yeah. Here, take a peek. Oh.